Definitely easy to get turned around in here. Yeah, I went that way last time. I think I know where I am. Because that's the way back home, right? Or where I came from.
Yes, it is depicted here. Our gateway out of this world. These reliefs clearly portray ancient Conarium, the thing I have been searching for my whole life. As much as I can understand, that one depicts a seemingly dead city as an ever-living organism with lots of mummified bodies connected to the device. Incredible. And the other one depicts an ancient Conarium which is connected to another one, most probably outside of this planet or maybe out of this dimension. Oh my, this is just marvelous.
The idea is that the city is full of mummified remains that are all throughout this location. That are then, and that creates a connection that goes to a different planet or location or concept. And we're trying to turn it on? Is that what we're doing? Because that seems like the worst idea. They seem to have made a point in that last time I did one of these, I was required to use the hatchet to knock the ice away, which I think was probably mandatory for continuing. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a tutorial a bit to make sure that you both have picked up a hatchet and have figured out how to use one so you can figure out how to find the secrets. Uh-oh.
I can't bear the pain anymore.
That was a trippy effect, watching the entire environment warp around me. I don't know if I should expect any more secrets around here. It is hard to tell where you are sometimes. I think this takes us back. Oh! Is that a straight-up enemy? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it's probably a yes. Holy crap. We've never encountered an enemy before in this game. That's weird. It's like a foreign concept that this game has you running from something. Oh, I think he's waking up more. Move, come on, fat dude, move faster. He gets really stuck if you walk up to one of those guys. Alright, I did think I did a run around, so I should be able to escape them now. That's not good. That's not good. What? Oh, well, now I'm gonna die. Or not.
All these must be the products of my disordered imagination and nothing more.
Yeah, it's your imagination. What a great fallback idea. Because anything about here is imagination. Imagination is definitely a reasonable conclusion about what's going on in this game. Those bodies are out. The mummified remains are growing aggressive. Okay, at some point they don't even feel like statues anymore, they just look like people. I feel like they're gonna surprise me and one of them's gonna move. Oh. Sure, there's something to interact. Oh, maybe that horn? An ancient musical instrument with elaborate ornaments that are reptilian in nature. It still looks playable. Maybe that's what I need to do. Nope, trophy item. Star seems rather non-interactive. Do I just go around it and that's it? Nah. Thought I'd have to do something at the altar to continue. And there's just an open wall behind it. Feel a little silly.
I don't know if anybody reads this, or if there is anyone still alive out there. I've lost everybody who was on my search party. I am alone and afraid, even from the out-of-place echoes of my own footsteps that are reverberating along these halls of ages-long silence. It is hard to tell if I am alive anymore. Those visions, sounds, the devilish scenes described in the reliefs I come across every now and then. We were not meant to be here.
Dr. Faust! Dr. Faust, are you there? Answer me, please!
Dr. Faust seems to have made the incredibly, completely not obvious observation that we shouldn't be here. I know. What a brave man with controversial ideas. Seems like everyone's dead except for us and him. And I don't really give us good odds either. Honestly, just death would probably be lucky. Those cubbies are still weirdly amusing to me. I know they're supposed to be like Lovecrafty, eldritch looking things, but I can't help but look at them and see like those cube-shaped storage containers people use in apartments and stuff like that. And it just looks oddly quaint compared to everything else. And you all know how I think about these shapes in general. So the two combined around here is actually slightly detrimental to the effect for me. Oh. Can I walk into it? Oh yeah, it does ring. He's ringing bells with his head. Can I ring bells with an axe? No? Oh wow, look at that. My axe is a 3D object that actually sticks out in front of me and can clip through things. That's oddly novel, because I'm used to having first-person shooters where your gun sticks out and it can't clip through anything because it doesn't actually exist in the same render as everything else around you. Well, that was a trip. We got a close-up of a very large group of very large reptile monk creatures. And there's really weird stuff going on here. You got the body, first of all, which looks decomposed and mush at this point, but during the ritual it actually looked weirdly off-centered. It wasn't laying flat on the slab, but instead at a weird angle, like it was falling off already, which is weird. These guys look like they're being eaten by your obligatory, like, face hugger, head crab situation, but like something tentacly and awful looking. Who the hell makes these statues of these horrible things in the first place? Same question I had during Bloodborne. The existence of the statue is weird. An ornate sacrificial dagger, wholly intact and still amazingly sharp. Even after all these years of desolation, the elaborate carvings of the curious metallic surface signifying reptilian nature. I wonder how I'm doing percentage-wise. Maybe the game will tell me eventually. Oh, weird, those ones are slanted compared to the ones around them. I wonder why. Oh, they're everywhere now. That was new. Almost like a sonar shockwave effect. Oh. It's because he's projecting a new location over everything. That's why there was a darkness in front of me and just an outline. We're transitioning from columnar jointing land into the house again from before.
I believe no more can we harbor ourselves on the safest shores, for there are things that cannot be undone.
Frank, go just kind of...
Was that a sheer delusion?
Frank's losing a little bit. It would appear that Faust found Frank. But now he's dreaming he's back home? Maybe? You gotta fix your wallpaper, Frank. Now he's like, maybe the whole thing's an illusion and none of it ever actually happened. Why is a light switch behind a glass case where you can't reach it? Why would you do that? Dr. Faust Journal Entry 1. Having heightened my knowledge of the arcane arts, I find myself contemplating the subject of universals. Whatever definitions exist in the nature of things or in mere conceptions, illusory or perhaps a sheer product of human language, our means of receiving impressions are absurdly few, and our notions of surrounding objects infinitely narrow. We see things only as we are constructed to see them. and can gain no idea of their absolute nature. So what lies beyond the woven limits of the flesh we've been trapped in? And is it really possible to pass beyond it at least once? What do we know of the world and the universe around us? For the last 10 years of my rough life, I've lived with the undulating echoes of those scorching questions that have rendered me a ghost amongst the flocks. But yesternight, I finally got some answers. During the last session, Frank and I managed to get the printer to work, and even though the results are blurry, we have the first empirical proof of what we saw out there. Did he find me and take me home somehow? If you have the printer of what we saw out there, they said, does he mean from the expedition? Did I escape? Did he take me back somehow? Or is this all delusion? I'm guessing delusion. Oh, got a flashlight. Didn't have one apparently. Yeah, my inventory's empty. So two things are happening, possibly. Either I am hallucinating the fact that I've escaped, or he took me back somehow, which seems like it'd be hard to do. And we've even had some ongoing stuff about trying to analyze what happened, since he's talking about the printer and stuff. Except that says Journal Note 1, which seems to indicate that it happened first, so this almost certainly is a flashback then.
We need to be cautious, not to let anyone else see this grand collection. It could be extremely dangerous for both of us.
So what is the grand collection? Is it the stuff I've been getting? That's not the stuff I found, is it?
Deliberately preserved heads from Mesopotamian marshlands. Such cultivated minds kept in permanence by getting dried under the scorching sun with methods now lost to us. As well as the sun, they were believed to be symbols of knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think I really want to know what their methods were. Let's not replicate that. This is awful. No, thank you.
A stuffed subadult Nile crocodile. One of the oldest creatures still living on the face of the earth.
Are they trying to draw a connection with that? They're trying to draw a connection with the reptiles that we found? The reptile creatures, I mean?
A medicine man mask from Northwest Africa. A sacrifice ritual mask from Middle Africa.
They may maybe try and draw a connection between the mummification practices in parts of Africa and the preservation methods, and then the very old reptiles that live in the area with what we've been seeing here. Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to know that we have a nightmare collection of severed heads preserved either. What's up with our floors? Why do my dreams of a house have broken floors? If the other thing was an analog for the lamp I had, I bet this is an analog for the axe I had. I bet you're similarly useful.
Looks like a preparation for a long trip.
Yeah, your last trip, probably. Certainly, almost certainly, actually.
This relic is from Madagascar. I have two versions, but this one is extremely rare. It is called Hanaldi. Nobody knows exactly what it means, but from its symbolic depiction of a dark sphere inside a light one, It is thought that it could mean the underworld. I had it brought by an old captain friend who often visits that island for trading purposes.
You said dark sphere inside a light one? It's a skull. Where are you getting the spheres from? There's the other one. I'm not entirely sure about the sphere part. Which one should I try?
Elusive mask from the submerged parts of Kerguelen Islands. A cryptic mask with an untraced origin. Mask of an all-powerful moon goddess esteemed by an eastern island tribe, now lost in time. It is from the private collection of the late famous hermit Klaus von Herdeth. Don't ask me how I get it. I have my ways.
I like the detail with like the wood grain on the inside and outside, and even how it shows through the paint.
Skulls from New Guinea that are believed to be housing protective spirits.
And how does one tell that? And why are you taking their protective spirits away from where they belong?
This is called the Mask of the Beholder.
What?
So our access is somewhat restrained around here. Is that the device? The one that was on the desk in front of me when we woke up? Oh yeah, there's the glove piece. That's the thing that I wear. Got an achievement called Grand Inquisitor. I think I've hit some percentage milestone for finding things in this game or something.
It sounded like the floor is hollow back there.
Well, that's interesting. Let's avoid that. I bet that's what you're supposed to do to proceed.
Woodland Lizard Spirit Mask. A serpentine ritual mask from India, which is said to have hypnotic effects on the one who deeply gazes into its eyes.
Got a V on the inside. A V and an eye sketched on the inside. It implies that that could actually do something. It's not just for display purposes for the outside, but some kind of marks on the inside, as if that's going to have an impact on the wearer itself.
I need a phonograph cylinder.
The place buried under the sands in the Arabian desert. Dear E.W. Ross, how can we comprehend exactly how much time has passed since the erection of the earliest ziggurats of Sumeria? What can we know about the time worm sphinx still standing on the Giza Plateau? They only justify the sheer ignorance of mankind by forcefully making us admit our instantaneous vibrations in the vast cosmos are but an illusion. Today I want to inform you about something that is equally as interesting as such edifices. That's something, I presume, you will have a hard time believing. I have finally acquired some information regarding the fabled cities of Rubal Khali, which are said to have been built in an undreamt age of certain wonders and rumored to have been intentionally submerged beneath the eternally shifting sands thousands of years ago. There is even more to the story. According to the reliable source, there should be depictions of information about the locations of ancient Conariums buried within those halls. Within a few weeks, you'll receive a book containing the locations of those cities, and a map predating all maps known today, directly copied from the antediluvian originals. I am sure you are excited beyond imagination and eager to discuss these findings in detail, but that will have to wait a while since I'll be away for some time visiting the oriental wonders of the old world. I am sure you know what I mean. Hope to see you soon, Harley Warren. I'm curious about the word antediluvian, because I've never heard the word outside the context of this game before, but it may be something that Lovecraft used a lot. And I'm curious because in my geology courses I learned about the word alluvian, which refers to relatively recent geologic deposits, but we're talking about recent in the terms of like geologic time, which we're talking like millions of years. You often call it alluvian when you're talking about sedimentary deposits that are more recent. So antediluvian sounds like it might be a specific reference to stuff that is older than what we call alluvian, which is geologically young but ancient by human terms. Like severely ancient by human terms.
This is exactly the same room I've been in one of my visions.
Oh, please don't make me proceed on accident, because I definitely want to check out that crap door, but I can't tell which things are going to help me proceed. I'm trying to be completionistic in my exploring, but I don't know what thing will cause me to leave where I am. Letter about necromantic means of data inquiry. Old friend, what you've told me about the shared nature of the experience the Conarium provides made me think about necromantic means of data inquiry. I'm sure you'll remember what I told you about why certain corpses never decay, but rest firm and fat in their tombs for 1,000 years. I believe with some help from a certain acquaintance, I can provide you with such specimens. This would be beneficial for both of us, I believe. Eagerly awaiting your answer, H. Warren. Following in the trend of him following up on mummification practices. Bit concerned about what that's full of. That's apparently open to the open air. This guy has the worst interest just in general. The paintings and stuff he keeps around and everything like that. Penguin! Yay! Penguin. An emperor of a figure of an emperor penguin, a creature native to Antarctica. And now it's mine. So I couldn't take the last thing I had found. Wait, there was nothing in here.
According to legend, this very djembe belonged to a learned drummer from Senegal who can speak with the dead by rhythmically beating it.
The D is silent.
A native drum from the Asmat people of New Guinea. Their creation myth says Phumeripits made the first carvings of men and women. By beating on this drum, Phumeripits caused the figures to dance, bringing them to life.
These are generally such lovingly crafted devices. The textures on these. Although I think I can see the seams where they loop a little bit. Yeah. Unless that's just supposed to be an issue with the craftsmanship? I don't know. Picking it up only made it harder to read. There we go. I believe we've seen these before when last time I was in here. Wow. There we go. Yeah, if I really tried, I think I could read the stuff that's supposed to be all blotted out. We've got dates. 1st, 6th, 13th. October 1949. This game takes place in the olden times. case that wasn't clear already. I assume you don't open.
It's locked.